Jesus, I crave to know you, just to know you will satisfy my soul.
Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. This is episode number 117. This is a continuation of our Advent reading, day 6, and we are going to be in Isaiah chapter 40 and verses 3 through 5. And so I want to thank you for taking the time to join me on this. If this is a new podcast to you, I welcome you. I'm thankful for those who have been with me on this journey. So we'll just jump right into this day's reading. Isaiah 40, verse 3 through 5. It says, "A voice of one calling, in the wilderness prepare the way for the Lord. Make straight in the desert a highway for our God. Every valley shall be raised up, every mountain and hill made low. The rough ground shall become level, the rugged places a plain, and the glory of the Lord will be revealed, and all people will see it together. For the mouth of the Lord has spoken." This is, if you recall, something that we see in John's, assessment of himself when some of the leaders are trying to identify who he is. Is he the Messiah? And he quotes this passage and says, "I'm a voice of one calling, make the way straight for the Lord." And it seems though such a straightforward response, but in another way, it's a deeply profound, calling for each one of us that we can reach out and take some participation with, making this way prepared for the Lord, making straight these crooked paths in the desert a highway for our God. And the interesting thing here is that we in ourselves are unable to do any of this. We can't make ways straight. We can't make valleys raised up or mountains made low. We can't make rough ground smooth and level and rugged places a plain. This is something only that is obtained and played out or executed by way of God's grace and his assistance, if that's even possible, more so his doing on his own. But we somehow get to participate in this, and what a wonderful opportunity each one of us has to do this. Each one of us, not just ministers and preachers and clergy, if you will. Every one of us as believers get to participate in this in some degree, in some fashion, and it's a debt that we all owe as believers. It's not a debt that we are trying to pay by which we can obtain something. It's a debt that we owe out of our gratitude and out of our what could we do to please the one who has given us so much. So it's important to remember, I think, and even something such as this that we might easily take for granted, something that we do get to participate in. So I pray that as God begins to minister to your heart in giftings and skills and abilities that you see emerging in your own life, that God would give you opportunities to exercise those gifts and those abilities. So I pray that becomes clear to you, and that your path that he has you on becomes clear and well lit. His word is a light to your path. So I would encourage you to stay deep in his word, deep in the scripture that he has given us, both old and new. The Old Testament is just as much of a light as the New Testament. So don't disqualify it just because we think that it falls under this old covenant. It's so important and valid, and not outdated or obsolete. Again, this is a continuation of our reading as we anticipate the coming of Jesus the Messiah. So I pray that this is a blessing to you. I look forward to our next episode, and we will see you on the next one. God bless.
I would trade 1,000,000 lifetimes for a moment here with you.